Today I'm going to show you how to make a super crispy, super juicy roast chicken with the fewest number of ingredients with the least amount of work possible. The first thing we have to do something called a spatchcocking procedure on our chicken. What does that mean? Crazy name. All we're going to do is flip our chicken around, we're going to locate the spine, and we're going to take a pair of scissors and simply cut that spine out. Don't throw it out, you can use it as stock, but personally I like to roast it together with the chicken. It's the best bite on the whole bird. It's basically a chicken rib. Delicious. The reason we want to do this is twofold. Number one, it's going to allow the chicken to cook a lot more evenly. And what I mean by that is by laying the chicken out flat, it's going to protect the breast somewhat and it's going to expose the legs a little bit more. That solves one of the biggest problems of cooking a whole chicken, which is that the breast overcooks by the time the legs are done. I'm just giving this a little bit of a press here to break through that breastbone. So the second benefit to spatchcocking is that it allows pretty much all of the chicken skin to now be facing upwards when you're roasting it. The result is that every square inch of that skin is going to get so much crispier than it otherwise would. So the next thing we want to do is grab some coarse sea salt. We don't want fine salt for this, no table salt. Ideally, we don't even want kosher salt. We want the biggest, chunkiest sea salt you can find, and we're going to liberally coat the entire chicken with it. The reason we use these chunky crystals is that it slows down the rate at which the chicken can absorb the salt into its flesh. So basically, there's no risk of over seasoning, there's no risk of putting too much salt on. The chicken is going to absorb the exact amount of salt that it needs, and really no more than that, without having to calculate a brine percentage or anything like that. So this is our spatchcocked and salted chicken ready to go into a nice cold fridge. We want to put it into a spot that has really good airflow. Ideally, your fridge shouldn't be super full for this. You really want all that cold, dry fridge air to circulate around the chicken. That's why we put everything on a cooling rack as well. So we're just going to leave this in the fridge for maybe 1, 2, maybe 3 days, and we'll check on it then. So I actually ended up leaving the chicken in the fridge for 4 whole days. Take a look at that skin. It's dry, it's tacky, it's perfect for roasting. This is what you want your chicken to look like before you roast it. Take a look at that meat side. It's dark red. It almost looks like duck. All that salt has penetrated deep inside the flesh. It's gonna stay super, super juicy when we roast this. I've got a heavy bottom stainless steel skillet preheating in the oven at around 500 degrees Fahrenheit. It's been in there for about 10 minutes. Just throwing it on the burner. I've knocked off all of the excess coarse salt on the surface of the chicken. We've got all the salt we need. I'm just throwing in a little bit of canola oil. We're gonna transfer our chicken into this super hot skillet. We're gonna hear that beautiful sizzle, get that nice sear right off the bat. We're gonna add our chicken back to this as well. Absolutely delicious. And we're just going to transfer this right back into the 500 Fahrenheit oven until the core registers a temperature of between 70 and 75 degrees Celsius. That's 158 to 167 degrees Fahrenheit in the thickest part of the breast, which should take anywhere between 30 and 45 minutes. So I totally lost track of time and I left this in for the full 45 minutes. I'm just going to check with a thermometer right now, and it is way over 75 degrees Celsius. That breast hit 82 degrees Celsius or 180 degrees Fahrenheit, which is, it's pretty overcooked. I think this is the perfect teachable moment to share with you guys here to show how much additional leeway this method gives you when you're roasting a chicken. While the chicken rests, I'm going to make a delicious lemon roasted garlic and thyme pan sauce. So we're just going to finish zesting our lemon. We're going to add in some fresh cracked black pepper. And all we're going to do, we're going to start sauteing this up. We're going to start with the roasted garlic and the lemon zest. It smells so, so good. Then we're going to add in our fresh thyme, give that a little saute. To really take this up a notch, we're going to add some of our super rich homemade chicken stock. If you haven't seen the video on how to make this, I'm going to link it in the top right corner. Be sure to watch it. It is a game changer for your pan sauces. Just going to bring all of this up to a nice boil. Then we're going to squeeze in some fresh lemon. That not only tastes great, but it's also going to help the butter emulsify. I'm adding some super cold cubes of butter that I just took out of the freezer. That's right, cold butter is going to emulsify into your sauces so nice. It's going to make your sauce so glossy. And just take a look at this. We're just keeping the pan moving, agitating that butter, making sure it doesn't split. And look at that, it's thickening up. It's beautiful. What we're going to do, we're just going to strain this beautiful sauce through a fine strainer into a different skillet. We no longer need those aromatics. They've already given us all the flavor we need. All we're going to do is reduce the sauce slightly until it can coat the back of a spoon. And then we're going to adjust the seasoning once we get close to our desired thickness. We're going to give it a taste, and oh man, does that taste good. I'm going to call this done. I'm gonna keep this warm on the stove while we carve our chicken.
And look how easy these legs come off. Literally held in place by just a little flap of skin. Boom, legs done. Cut the drum off of the thigh. Remove the wings. I like to leave a little bit of breast meat attached to the wing. Just give it a little tap. Wings off. I like leaving the breast bone in, right there. Maybe we'll cut one in half.
Wow, super juicy.
We've got our beautiful fondant potatoes.
Video is coming soon.
Doesn't that look like something you want to eat? Sure does to me. Just gonna grab a couple of these fondant potatoes. Gonna put down some of our roasted garlic, thyme, lemon pan sauce. It's made with our super rich homemade chicken stock. Gonna lay some of that down.
Just finishing up the plating here, guys. I lost the footage of me actually eating this, but I gotta tell you how incredibly juicy this chicken still was. Even though it was just a little overcooked, that dry brine completely saved us. I cannot recommend this method enough. If you give this a try, I guarantee this is gonna be a regular thing you cook for yourself, for your friends, for your family, for your loved ones. They're gonna absolutely love it, and they're gonna love you. If you liked the video, don't forget to like the video, consider subscribing to the channel, leave me a comment down below. My name is Danny, Food Meets Fire, and I'll see you in the next video.